I'm joined in studio by Kara Olson from Plymouth Memorial Hall. Thanks so much for coming by.
Well, thank you for having me.
So you're the woman behind all the great acts, the great concerts that I keep reading about at Plymouth Memorial Hall.
It's very true.
Okay.
Yeah.
So tell us about the hall.
So the hall is 92 years old. It was originally formed to serve as a community place, a place where people could come while their loved ones were out.
Oh, there's a picture of it.
There it is.
That's a beautiful picture.
And it's just as beautiful on the inside. So it was served as a community building, and it just became that place, and it houses recreation programming, and we do lots of fun stuff throughout the year.
So wait a minute. See, so it was a community building, like
Yes.
for what? For meetings?
For meetings. So the Spanish War Room, there's a Spanish War Room which is occupied by the disabled veterans, and they go in and they have meetings every Saturday, and the other side of the building is the American Legion Museum. So they actually have a museum on site, and that was what the two original rooms were meant for their meeting space. And they still utilize the rooms today.
So that was almost 100 years ago.
Yep, and people would come there while their loved ones were out at war, so spaghetti dinners, good old-fashioned sock hops. They'd have black and white movies. They would do roller derby.
So you have a kitchen in there?
Not anymore.
Oh, okay, it used to be, okay.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, we get a prep
That's
space.
so interesting.
Yeah.
So it was just like a town building.
Yes, it was
I mean,
place
to me, having been there many times, including my kids' graduations, it just seems like it was built obviously for performances, but it wasn't.
Not originally, no. They did shows, but it wasn't the prominent feature of what they did. And it would be a place for meetings to really take place, for where they'd come and just gather and just have a place to be.
Okay. Well, that's really interesting. Gee. So now tell us about some of the more modern programming.
So we have concerts, we have comedy shows, we do weddings and their receptions and ceremonies.
Really?
We do. We do about 6 or 8 a year. Yeah. It's pretty fantastic.
I'm learning so much.
And we have comedy shows, different types of festivals, food and wine festivals, beer festivals, but all sorts of just little shows and
I know the
gatherings.
wine event I saw a few months ago sold out.
Yes,
I mean,
it's
a lot of very popular things are happening there.
Absolutely.
So can anyone rent it?
Anybody can rent it.
Okay.
Yeah, we have nonprofit rates. We have full corporate rates as well. Anybody can rent it. It's minimal fees as far as that goes, and we work with them the entire time. So I spend a lot of time with them, just helping them figure out what they need, connecting them with vendors, which is a huge piece, and then serving as liaison with the town so that they get their licensing in order.
So I imagine there's licensing, there's insurance.
Yes.
And there's, I don't know, do you have the electricians?
We have all, so
you have all that.
Yeah, since it's town through the DPW, we have all that on staff and all that we have available.
Okay.
So.
That's so interesting. So how far in advance are you typically booked?
Right now, 6 months to a year in advance.
Okay.
Yeah. But we still have, 1 or 2 dates here and there that are available, and people can call anytime. We'll see what we can do to make it work.
Okay. So we're going to show the URL for the on the webs for the website so that people can find you easily.
Yes.
So I was going to ask you what might people be surprised to find, but I think you've already told me that. Now, do you have any really good stories? Come on, you don't have to use names. I mean, there have to be.
Every show has its own quirks, and every event has its own thing.
Anyone who has ever done event management knows that something has to go wrong.
Oh, yeah, all the time.
And some of them are tragic, and then with time they become hilarious.
Yeah.
But are there any that come to mind that you can share with us?
No, power tends to always be the one thing.
Power going out is fabulous.
5 minutes prior to a sound check.
Yeah.
There's no power. Well, how'd that happen?
You're like, do I look like an electrician or a sound person? Yeah.
The best, this year, the best one that's happened is having a washer and dryer brought into the facility for 10 loads of laundry to be done by one of our artists.
Really?
Yes. That sticks out in my mind as Really?
How
I
do
don't
you
see
do that
every day?
Yeah, okay, yeah. I've always heard, that they can be demanding,
Yeah.
and it's in the contract,
Right.
and a washer and dryer,
But
10
that
loads.
was a surprise. That was not previously read before they showed up with it.
Oh, that's hilarious. That's funny.
Yeah.
So I know in the past, I read that there was a change in how the hall is run. That it used to be that the town would, or some entity would actually put on the events and take the financial risk. But
Yes.
now it's self-supporting, and the venue and the town take no risk for whether anyone shows up or not.
Right. So we serve as a host/rental structure. So it actually is really great because we make rental agreements with our clients that come through, and they kind of take all the responsibility. So they handle their own insurance, they ensure that they have the people, and they actually get to keep all of their revenue off of ticket sales or towards, admission
right.
cost or anything that they have. So yes, they absorb everything, but they also get to keep what they have. And we have one set rate that we make off of all of them.
Yeah,
So it's a win-win in a way, because there's not too many issues that come around, and it makes it simple.
Absolutely, absolutely. So how many people approximately does it hold?
1,500 is our maximum capacity.
Okay.
So a sellout show could vary from 12 to 1,450 depending on their setup, but it gets there.
And can you give us a taste of what organizations call Memorial Hall home?
Spectacle Management is a company that we work with. They do a lot of the concerts. We got Hop Fest. They come in. They're Craft Media now, I believe, is their official name. The Wheelchair Strong Foundation, the Plymouth Philharmonic Orchestra, Plymouth South High School still calls it home for graduation, so that's pretty fantastic.
So give us some of the big names through the years that have graced the stage.
Well, recently it was Pat Benatar and her husband Neil Giraldo. Air Supply came in. Dennis DeYoung from Styx was in. Robert Cray came in.
So
Gordon
hang
Lightfoot.
on, you're giving Spire Center a little run for their money. I mean, I hate to throw it down.
Everyone says.
I hate to throw it down, but
You're not the first one.
yeah. Well, you know what? It's a big town, and there's plenty of room for two
Absolutely.
great concerts in the same night.
And I believe in collaboration, so I believe that it's helping the community, and we're supporting local economic growth. So
Absolutely.
why not? Let's do it.
To be known, for Plymouth to be known, when I moved here, 20 plus years ago, Plymouth was not known for having a lot of events and you're having a lot of live music of a
Right.
certain caliber, and now it's just unbelievable.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, it's awesome. And
Yeah.
I see more the merrier. Why
Yeah.
not?
So how did you get into this business, if we can call it? I'm going to call it a business.
Pure luck? No.
Yeah, really.
No, so I used to work with a nonprofit prior to coming to the town, and I actually did a lot of their, event planning on the side, a lot of the family programming and then golf tournament planning and
I've done
operational
that.
side
Yeah.
of stuff. And I just got lucky and found this opportunity, and I love it. It's so fun.
Well, it comes across. Thanks so much for coming by. I
Thank
really
you.
learned a lot, and I'm sure my audience did too.
Great. Thank you for having me. Appreciate it.